as you know, if all things go according to plan, you're going to be my first guest on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. And by the time people hear this, it'll already have happened. So I'm going to apologize ahead of time for my awkwardness, deer in the headlight look, my jokes,
messy
that didn't
hair,
work.
ill-fitting suit.
Do you get, how do you stop the hair people there? I mean, because you don't want to get TV hair. You know, if you go to a studio and your hair looks like kind of bed hair, cool, all the girls like it. By the time you get on the set, you have TV hair. Like you've never combed it like that. I was doing a thing recently and the hair person snuck up behind me with goop in her hands behind me and just went all over my head and pulling my hair back with all this goop. And I said, I spent 7 hours on that mopped up.
To make it look tousled and thrown together like Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, we could go to Argentina and surf, I love Owen.
That is a good Owen. Owen's
He's
great.
great.
Dude, that guy lives a fun life. We're here to talk about John Mulaney, though. But I will tell you, Dana, that on Kimmel, we're going to have some laughs. I might even say this. Listen to this. This is a real story. I had a mosquito in my house last night.
A mosquito? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mosquito. Okay. And so Dana's baffled. I said mosquito. And
okay, go ahead.
I don't know how to talk. So this guy comes in, and I think he brought some reinforcements because it was 2 nights in a row. And they get in your ear and say, once I hear that, I have to get up. I go, okay, break's over. Middle of the night, got to kill it. But now there's no way to win because I got the Raid and everything. So now what I do is I spray my whole body with Raid, and then I just lay down. I set a trap. So now they come, they think they're going to have the
toxic.
So smart. Yeah, they come and they go, and then they go, ooh, I got a bad batch. Did you guys have blood earlier? And then they're like rubbing their eyes going, why it feels so shitty. And then they croak. And right before they die, they look at me and they go, it was a trick. And then I have to go to the hospital too. But I
love bits where insects can talk.
Yeah, that's great. Everybody talks in my act. So I got that going for me. Dana, John Mulaney.
Dana, okay, I want to dovetail from my little thing I just saw into John Mulaney, because you and he are seeking out stories, and you're really aware as you navigate the universe if like that could be an interesting story extrapolated. So I pulled up to this place. I saw a woman with her dog. The dog went poopy on the lawn. Mm-hmm. The woman picked it up with a glove and then sniffed it. Just what I saw. Now, Mulaney, to his ability, that could be 20 minutes. He might do 20,
I was walking down the street today.
What else is she sniffing? I mean, Mulaney writes this shit out of his bits in the best way. His stories are great.
I think it's that old school Seinfeld thing where Seinfeld was saying the other day, like, there's comics that do phrasing and words and just the way things are written and the structure, which I love. I don't know if I'm that good at it, but I love it. And then there's bigger comics that are playing broader, like you see. Even a Carrot Top, I still laugh at. There's prop comics I still laugh at. Guitar acts, I laugh at.
Yeah.
So it's just, he was saying he's almost jealous that they do something so different. I feel the same way. I don't look down on them. I think they're a crack up. But Mulaney is such a pure, great written comic in these stories. I wish my next special was just 5 stories. I love to just find some tent poles in a story that's 5 minutes long and have blah, blah, blah. Keep them entertained. It's not really thought out. You're actually just telling stories in real life. And then one day you go, oh, that actually might be something for my set,
Well, it gets it away from doing a bit, because sometimes you just have to make fun of the fact that you're doing this prepared little bit. But if you are telling a story that starts from a truthful place, Mulaney is very good. He's got the Seinfeld writing, really deeply, a lot of punchlines, little punchlines, big punchlines, throwaway punchlines. And then he also does, he moves a lot, and he does little act outs and little impressions. So he's a dynamite performer. He's like you, David.
And he's selling out some big rooms on the road. And I told him I was checking out his list, going, "God damn, dude, I know these places. They're huge." So it's a treat to talk to him. We're lucky to have him. We're gonna have some
humble,
big
nice
laughs with
guy,
him. Yeah.
And really, really smart. And we just talk all about his life and everything that's going on, and it's very enjoyable. Hopefully for our flies.
Yes.
Our flyers.
Okay, fleas, here you go. John Mulaney.
I know, I understand. I love by the way, I love the show. I've listened to every episode. Even Judd's.
Even Judd's. Interesting. He wasn't even on SNL, but it was fine.
But he's discovered so many movie stars from it.
Yes. He is somebody who just gets stuff done. Like if you call him with an idea, he does have that engine. Let's just make it. Let's do it. You know, I don't know if you don't need to get anything from him, right?
So we reached a point in our friendship where it was kind of clear I wasn't going to try to write a movie for him. You know, there's like everyone my generation was in a stable where he just kind of, I think without even holding deals or money, he just had so many people like myself, Key and Peele, the Lucas brothers, all Bill Hader, Simon Rich, all these people had a movie deal with Judd. And I would kind of watch it and be like, wow, everyone from SNL on their summer break writes 100 drafts of a Judd movie. And he doesn't make them. He makes one movie every 2-3 years. So if he's making Trainwreck, that means it's like all these people I know who's like, you know, thing is passed over. So as soon as he and I had some weird unsaid understanding that I was never going to write a movie for him, we became a lot closer because then we could just talk about stand-up. We're talking about Judd Apatow, David.
Yeah, he does seem to, whenever there's a shiny object that emerges on the scene, it seems like Judd is there. He's recognizing it early.
It's funny to me when he people go like, Judd has an eye for talent. It's like, well, they're on SNL, you know.
It's not rocket science.
It is kind of not rocket science.
I had a spectacular accidental set at the Improv once, and Carol Leifer, I think, contacted Judd and saying it's different now. So then he started emailing me and stuff. I go, I'm almost dead. I mean, there's nothing left here. But anyway, he's affable. You know, we did the podcast in person with him. It was kind of nice, actually.
That is nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I saw John. Just so the people know, I don't know John very well at all, but I obviously think you're funny. And so here's my microphone.
said so businesslike.
I would say that your stand-up is really starting to come into its own. You've got that thing figured out
In the last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the weekend.
I was eating it. I was bombing so hard till last week. Finally.
Can I just say the first time I met John, because it really made me laugh. So I'm hosting the show. I go in a little room. It's Bill Hader and John. And I didn't know them. They didn't know me. Like, what do you want to do? You know, and I didn't know. I thought people might say a Wayne's World thing or something like that. And you guys both said, our favorite thing you've ever done is Mickey Rooney.
Yeah. And like your Mickey Rooney was, you know, we were talking about how we were going to ask you to do it before you came in the room. It was sort of like, okay, the week is here. He's here.
I immediately.
And by the way, Dana, you then told us, we knew the impression from Theater Stories, the sketch you did on the show. Mm-hmm. I had never heard the unused anecdotes of Mickey Rooney until that day. And I think it's the hardest I've ever laughed was the Juan Corona story, which you now have to tell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mickey Rooney, he was a down point in his career, and he had a .38 revolver with him at all times. We were, and he would wave it around.
He was at one of the rare down points.
Yeah, and he had the gun.
20
He'd
year
walk around.
slump.
And New York had a crime spree going then in like 1981. He said he would walk around with his hand on the .38, and they're not gonna get me, But he told a story where his idea
at this time, Dana, you were doing a multicam with him.
Yes,
in 30 Rockefeller
with Meg Ryan, Nathan Lane, Scatman Carruthers, where Letterman and then Conan did their thing. So. But he did at one point said he wanted to go meet Juan Corona, the serial killer or whatever, murderer. Yeah. And he says, I was going to walk in there and say, do you know my name? And he'd say, I'm Mickey Rooney. And then I was going to plug him.
Plug somebody?
If I do Mickey Rooney stories, every time I start to talk about him with people, there's new tributaries and things that I forgot to mention. But maybe that Mickey stories, do that as a sub podcast, like a 20-minute a week.
I think about the Mickey story a lot because I like that he thought he could walk into a maximum security prison. Mm-hmm. Like what he had worked out in his mind was what he was going to say.
Yeah.
Not any of the logistics of walking in. I believe Juan Corona was probably a commuted death row sentence, but he would have not been just in an open prison sitch where Mickey Rooney could walk in, land a great in quotes line, and then shoot him.
I never went that far of the logistics of his mindset. Like, how would he get in there?
But he worked out. He goes, listen, I don't know how to get a gun into a jail. I don't know what will happen the moment after I fire it, but I know what I'm going to say, which is to you who I am.
John, I've been in a lot of gunfights out in the street, and you think you'll have a lot of time to do one-liners, but it just moves too quickly. That's
true. A lot of people only plan the logistics, and then they don't. When they land on their mark, they don't have a great line.
That's right. Or you miss it, and you go, the one chance I had, and I kind of fluffered my line.
What I would have liked is if Mickey Rooney entered the prison, looked at Juan Corona and said, do you know who I am? And if Juan Corona said, you're Mickey Rooney, then Mickey Rooney wouldn't be able to go, Mickey Rooney. And then that could have saved Juan's life. Because
they would have he had to explain what he was in. Oh, yeah, he goes, oh, you are Mickey Rooney. No. Or if he said, you're Don Knotts. And then he goes, wait,
Don Knotts. I was the number one star.
Yeah.
John is wearing a hoodie, Dana, and I feel like most people don't see you out and about. So is it sort of hoodie, suit, hoodie? What is it? Is there any in between?
Since having a baby, it is.
Congratulations.
The same pair, thank you. The same pair of elastic drawstring khakis and a free t-shirt. That is what I wear.
From merch or something?
Yeah, like a Jimmy Kimmel t-shirt. I have one from the Robin Hood Foundation from a charity thing I did. I have one for every venue. I ask for a free t-shirt. I have a Houston Astros one, a team and a city I have no affiliation with. I wear that very often.
But John, doesn't that invite conversation? Like, I just wear black t-shirts. If I wear anything with something on it, it invites conversation, and I'm an introvert at like an airport or something.
Also known as an asshole.
I remember. That's true, especially in a black t-shirt. Yeah. You can't be introverted and wear a black t-shirt. It's very standoffish.
Yes.
They say, hey, how about those Astros? And John's in the airport going, oh, fuck.
Then John later that night.
They've got a full team this year. And I think,
looks like they got a roster.
But maybe John's the kind of
full roster this year.
You're the type of comedian that if someone said, how about those Astros at the airport? It seems to me that you might have 10 minutes on it within a day or two. The way you write things out. from a
No,
core
I know.
idea.
I'm a bit of a story seeker, so
David is too.
Yeah, I think I'd be delighted if that
me
happened.
too. You know what I saw on your when I was looking up stuff about you? Oh, I have a couple questions. One, when you started, I mean, this is SNL stuff. We can go back.
It's like I do with comedy notes. It's
Oh,
just
no.
Yeah, you're fucked. You're gonna get it from all sides.
no. We just go wherever. We're already halfway through.
When I started, Lauren, I saw a couple things you did talking about SNL, and we're just gonna really regurgitate them for a slightly bigger audience. We don't know.
And I hope we'll have a chance to go through what the week is like.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about.
No one's ever brought
I feel like
that
that's
up
never
yet.
been covered in any media yet.
And what your relationship is with Lorne Michaels. We're going to break the seal on that.
Dude, the coat of Omerta that surrounds that office.
I like that. The code of Omerta.
When you started, did you do? Here's my question, because I was assigned promos. Did you do promos? Right.
So all writers wrote a promo. You're talking about the Thursday standing on the stage promo?
Yep.
All writers had to submit promos. I wasn't uniquely bad at it, but that's not a skill I have.
That's a very special skill.
I always wanted promos to be really minimal and weird, and I would try to engineer that to happen. And of course, I was wrong. I don't have a knack for that. I was very jealous to hear that you were on the floor every week when you were a writer doing promos.
Did you hear that? Oh, that is true. Yeah.
Where you said that on this podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. What happened was I was an okay writer and I was new, and it was sort of jury duty. Like Downey would be like, "Who can we lose for the couple hours during the rewrites?" And none of the writers wanted to do it because your nose is in the rewrites. And so he goes, "Send Spade down." And Lauren and I got along, but there's not much getting along there. It's just promos. But you do get to see the host and the music, which that's fun. But the pressure.
Yeah. That Thursday afternoon mess of like, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers doing sound check and then trying to corral a host and a cast member for promos was a lot of fun.
Oh, that is true. They like to have a cast member in, and you could write them in. It was kind of a little power trip. But you have to say, for people listening, there's like, I don't know, 10 seconds, and then you have to put, "Hi, I'm blank," with musical guest blank. And then there's like 4 seconds left for a joke. And they've already done 10 million promos, so you're trying to think of anything weird or different. And I would personally have to write about 20, give them to Marcy Klein. She would hand them in to Lauren or whoever, or the host, and they would kill a lot of them, like the host would kill a couple.
And they kill them, now having hosted, they kill them with prejudice. They even go like, "We hate this one. We hate this one. We know you won't like it. It's mean. It's mean about you. This writer's an asshole, read it." And I go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this writer's trying to fuck you over. I remember I just saw a clip of someone on Instagram, and it was a live shot of promos, and it was Eddie Vedder was music, Emilio Estevez was the host, and it's me and Lauren just milling around in the back.
Wow.
And I'm pointing and showing Eddie Vedder something, and then Lauren nods his head like, "Do that one, do the one." Then we step back, and they go 3, 2. So they had like a 3-minute chunk of promos, which was, I didn't even know they're filming. It's so weird that would get out somewhere.
And wouldn't Lauren, if you finally got it, wouldn't he put his hands in his pocket and then turn and walk away? I don't know. It seemed like when
I liked it.
Hands in the pocket, and he would pivot. But
John, you like it? Yeah.
I like
or
Thursdays.
Say something cryptic like, "Well, less is less."
Yeah. Some people think it's funny. See you at the party.
Are we trying to repel viewers?
We're on in all 50 states, I feel like was a note I got a lot on monologue jokes, as if I was writing like for the crowd at CBGB's in New York. It was sort of like, he goes, "I know below 14th Street that works," he said.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, really?
He literally just thinks of America as just New York.
Especially before there's going to be a vacation or a break. It's our last show before the break, and it would be like nice if it was like really, really funny.
You're going to see a lot of people over the break, and wouldn't you like it if they said, hey, that last show was really good?
I know we're not nervous enough.
And also I was like, are you seeing a bunch of people during break? Because I'm laying on my couch watching DVDs with like a sty in my eye. Only Lauren was doing heavy socializing during the break.
His endurance to work that. Yeah, no one like him.
A lot of people will tell you you're the funniest one in the show. You're not.
Wow.
That's what I got a lot.
You really?
And I go, oh. And he goes, it just happens. It's okay. And I go, well, it stings a little to hear that. I didn't knock on his door and say, Lauren, I'm hearing a lot of people say I'm the funniest person.
It'd be now being out of it for many years and having a wonderful, I mean, I always loved Lauren, but having a really nice relationship with him, it would be fun to go back and do those things.
I know.
Hey, do you think, I don't mean to interrupt you. You're with Chris Dodd, but do you think I'm the funniest writer?
Senator.
Because a lot of people in my family and my high school say I should be on more. Thoughts on that?
I have family in Milwaukee that think I should be on more.
Yeah.
They're fucking you, man.
Well, you weren't as stressed, were you? Because you were just writing and then they would pop you an update, which is like more of a gift, and it wasn't expected.
Total gift.
It's probably better.
I had the absolute best situation that you could ask for. Honestly, like I look back on it and there were a few gifts. It looked like you were getting up and leaving, David.
No, I haven't even heard.
No, I like the idea that like as a listener that sometimes when someone's about to go into a long story, David always just does a quick errand.
Yeah, I just got to go wash my car.
So writing there means producing there, like, as you know. So you got to produce live television. You work with every department and you really own your piece. You do everything for it. And you're given a nice amount of credit behind the scenes for it. I'd already been doing stand-up and continued doing it. And do you know what made the biggest difference though? I got to pop up on Update, and honestly, Bill Hader, when he would do press about the about something, and they'd talk to him about sketches on the show, it means a lot to me. The more over the years I think about it, like he would always name me and give me credit for it.
Yeah.
Which was not done a lot before that. And
I try not to do it.
Yeah, no, I try not to do it now that I'm more of an on-camera guy. But no,
that seems it
really meant a lot, because it was sort of like, I felt like I had a bit of a reputation in comedy as, he's a writer there, and we sometimes hear about what he's written.
Right.
And at the same time, I got to pop up on Update a couple times, which that's just 10 million people. I've been on VH1's Best Week Ever 100,000 times at that point. So I was like, I've been on TV, but
what was your nerve level?
That's one of my questions about Best Week Ever.
Being a writer and then doing Update, because you're not acclimated to performing, you're writing, and then all of a sudden you're in that chair and they throw you out.
That Saturday was like, not only am I terrified, not only am I under a lot of stress as a writer, but I have to go out there tonight. Yeah, those were out of body.
Do you remember what you did? What your first one was? Like, here comes John Mulaney saying a word.
It was Girl Scout cookie season, and I did an editorial about how the Girl Scout business model is completely flawed because they have a tremendously popular product that they sell once a year in front of a Gelson's, from a little lunch table. I can't remember specific jokes about it, but that was that. So it was I remember thinking before I did it, I was like, this isn't real. This is sort of like a I've got a complaint about the Girl Scout cookies, like,
yeah.
hey, Girl Scouts. But I was sort of like, I'm so inexperienced at this. I'd rather play an attitude. So I'm like, I'd rather pretend to be the guy actually mad about this.
Right.
than not have
mad is not a bad angle on update.
No, when you need something and you're
energy.
young and have nothing, it's good to act like you are exasperated.
And
by
did you pound
events.
the table and get animated, or did you kind of push it?
I remember at one point I go, "Have you ever put Thin Mints in the freezer? They're delicious. Like, sell them year round." It was a real when in doubt, act extremely exasperated, which I've followed my whole career. But I remember before I went out on the update desk, Lauren looked at me and he said, he goes, "Relax your face." He goes, "When you get out there, take a beat, relax your face."
Oh, funny.
And look directly into the camera like you're talking to someone you know. But I remember "relax your face" was a good note because I was going to come out
like this,
looking extremely high strung.
John, let me Dana. I just have
David,
7 in a row.
I have
7 in a row for John.
questions.
John, when you go out there and it's Saturday and you're doing update, I think when you're a writer, the one extra layer you don't think of is how you look. And it sounds egotistical, but all day you're like, oh, wait, I got to get hair, makeup. What am I wearing? And then sometimes they'll go, I wouldn't wear that. And you go,
I know, yeah.
For an update, what do I wear? And
They
go,
won't tell
not
you
that.
what to wear, but
Yeah, not that.
yeah.
Not that, yeah. No, I remember I brought my little shirt and sport coat from home. And it was like a blue shirt and a navy blue jacket. It was the, safest possible choice.
Tested, safest, yeah.
I remember showing it to Tom Broker in costumes and being like, I was thinking of this. And he went, yeah, as if to say look, we have an entire show to design. We couldn't possibly care what you wear on your cut it dress update.
Well, that's honest. That's
You think you're getting on? Oh, you think you're going all the way to the show. Then
I know. Yeah, it was that. And I think I said to him, this shirt doesn't, don't worry, it doesn't moire on camera.
Dance on camera.
Yeah, it doesn't dance on. Don't worry, Tom. My shirt will be fine on air.
He goes, you'll cross my mind at 11 when I realize you're on the show.
Yeah, and then we'll ask you to maybe do something about the adult acne.
So
I go, hey, Tom, I brought a shirt. It doesn't wrinkle. I got one of those kinds that doesn't wrinkle. He's like, I don't give a fuck, dude. And I'm like, okay.
As if Emmy and Tony Award winning costume designers would be impressed by a wrinkle-free shirt.
Yeah, I know. That's the funniest part.
How'd you get that, man?
They're like, well, we're all worried about what you're doing on the show. We don't care.
did anyone ever call, any old timer ever call you kid? Because you use that in your specials. Hey, kid, it ain't going to work out for you, kid. I'll be honest with you, kid.
I will say what was nice was that even people like Phil Himes,
yeah, the lighting director,
everyone in the booth and they learn your name, which means, so I didn't get kid, but I once had a sketch on that was it was an impression parade. It was just every cast member doing an impression. And I changed it a great deal in between dress and air. So on air, I watched in the booth and it didn't go great.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little clunky and I'm walking out of the booth and I walk past Phil. I'm pretty, it's at a low point in the season. It's February doldrums or something. I'm walking past Phil and he goes, not your best work. And I go, and I was getting this, I've been here 4 years kind of edge. So I was like, what, Phil? What?
Oh,
you got up in his grill?
And he went, you know why that wasn't good? And I go, why? And he goes, none of the people sounded like the people.
And that's not your fault. Yeah. But Phil Himes.
I know, but I like that review of an impression piece. None of the people sounded like
Yeah, that's a really what you don't want to hear.
Just so listeners know, Phil Himes, he seemed old the entire time I was there. And he had this cranky exterior, but then he was an incredible heart of gold underneath and incredibly sweet. But he was kind of intimidating in the early days. What do you want? What do you want? You want a light there? We can't get it there, But then he would put the light there. I got it for you, kid.
And then,
yeah.
And we were once doing, I think Fred as Obama. I didn't write it. Colin Jost wrote it. It was like a Christmas time Oval Office piece. And we wanted Fred to look out the windows behind the desk in the Oval Office and see like snow falling, like a kind of a cheesy Christmas moment. So I remember I was for some reason on the floor with Colin and Seth. We were telling Phil how
what you wanted to look like.
How we thought it should look.
Oh boy!
He looked at us and he went, "I lit John Kennedy in the White House," and walked away.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's so.
David, I heard a story that you and Phil had like a close relationship. Is that right?
Phil Himes?
Yeah,
I did think. I mean, other than having sex, we were just sort of like buddy. No, he would just always bust my balls when I walk around there. So I thought it was funny.
Well, I heard when you were hosting, he came out and said, "Oh God, he's back."
Yeah, of course.
That's very.
And
Phil,
I heard you said, "Phil, I heard you died." And they you out.
Well, he is old. Well,
but he was
so
60 for 50 years. I mean, he was. Yeah,
He was a hard 90 when I met him. It was like that. I think one of the first things I learned at SNL was that Don Pardo and Phil Himes, two extremely integral people here, are solidly north of 90.
Yeah, mid to late 90s and spry.
Yeah, like a couple of the most important people here are north of 90 and like, you got to give them a wide berth at the pudding table.
I heard you say something about asking about how people date the host now, and I thought it was so funny because I think you were saying that for us it sounds a little dicey. Like back in our day, the hosts were so off limits as far as just it mentally. You don't do anything. And I remember we have beautiful hosts. We have talented, I think Marissa Tomei was there after my cousin Vinny. And there's so many that were great. But I would be so scared if you even flirted with a host and it got back to you, like they complain like HR. And then Lauren, David, were you asking out Susan Day? You're making her uncomfortable. Like, if it came back that you were making a host uncomfortable, wouldn't that be... It's obviously worked every time so far, but it seems like if you asked that host and they didn't like it, then it would be... you'd be in so much trouble.
I can't... I didn't even know we could... like...
Hang out.
Yeah, I would have never been like... I would always be like, I'll have a page call your manager's assistant. The idea of even like reaching out personally. And I wrote a lot of
outside the show.
I wrote a lot of during the week. I mean, like I wrote a lot of monologues, and occasionally there'd be this like, "Hey, Thursday night, 2 a.m. or Friday night, 2 a.m. The host suddenly has a thought about the monologue," and that was fine. That's what the schedule was. But like. Yeah, to even be in contact with the host, let alone ask them out.
And without having a script in your hand to walk up to him for what reason? You know what I mean?
I know.
Hey, what's up?
I always felt like when Simon Rich and I, in most weeks, we wrote a monologue for the host. I didn't even sense if they thought we were writers. Like, I think they thought we were just like two children with pieces of paper who kept asking them like not personal questions, but like Wikipedia level questions. We would just be like, so maybe something about, I think your family has a lot of dogs. And they'd be like, why are you telling me about that? I'd be like, we're just trying to think of any angle for you.
Yeah, it is hard because no one introduced you like as the writers. You just walk up and they go ask, and you have to go up to some huge star and say, hey.
I always liked Tuesday night when they bring the host around to each office because they could be the biggest star in the world, but they had to sit on my couch. Like
Filthy.
they had to sit on my like with me and Bobby Moynihan smoking inside with the window cracked, as if that's at all acceptable. And like you just had to sit there, Mick Jagger.
Sit there, and now you're going to hear a crummy idea.
Now you're going to hear an idea that kind of makes fun of you that you won't like.
Now you're going to hear a fake idea, and then if you like it, it's a real idea. I make fake questions. I go, Mick, can you do a Russian accent? And he goes, probably. And I go, nah, this one's out. I crumple it up.
That's very funny.
I go, I'll save this for next week.
I remember pitching an idea in my office to Josh Brolin, and he went, I mean, well, it's not funny. Yeah. And I was like, okay, that's the litmus test. I'm not gonna. He's sort of like, I mean, and I didn't mean to make it sound like he was really harsh. It was more like, well, you can write it. It's not funny. And I was like, well, then you just saved me a couple hours.
You could spend the rest of the night writing it. Yeah. I'll pull it from read through.
Yeah, and I'll have it pulled, and I'll let them know I told you I didn't like it, so you'll be in trouble with Marcy.
Dude, when a host is reading a sketch, and if it's your sketch, and they quietly give up in the middle, it's so sickening just to watch them take a dive. And like they don't really get it.
I've seen hosts suddenly put like the celery in their mouths, like truly be like, I'm gonna eat during the rest of this.
Just a signal,
Or they're whispering if they can get an order of food sent in during your sketch. They're like, hey, is there any way they get out?
You always try to discern a little bit. I know we talked about this before, like Lorne reading the stage directions. Does he stay involved? Does he kind of think he's hooking something great? Or is he sort of middle of the road? Or is he done with it? There's a whole energy thing. It's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah, because Lauren reads the stage directions, and he starts out pretty high energy, like CNN bumper. And then
that's at 3
and
o'clock.
Then I like when he kind of summarizes it towards the end. Yeah. Like he'll start to summarize it like, Kristen has a hat and walks in, and Keenan's there. Like he'll read a whole paragraph and boil it down to the Kristen enters as Reba McEntire.
5 hours.
It really takes the energy out of it, and you're like, oh, he gave up.
David enters.
And when people write
hat.
long stage directions to describe some farcical, like slamming doors comedy, I was like, you know who's going to read that, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, you know how that'll get presented at read through, don't you, homie?
Yeah. Or they write Schneider used to write, or he would call you out. Like if you go, and then the doorman, played by Phil Himes, and everyone laughs, and Rob goes, Trek, not a real laugh, don't count it.
He would yell that out during read through?
Yeah, he would say Trek, because he didn't want you to get
out?
Schneider.
Oh, Schneider. It's a trick. It's a total trick. That's
because you're not gonna get that laugh on the real show. That's
not
just
funny.
A read through laugh flag.
Man, how was that graded? That seems
that's a little harsh.
No, Schneider was funny because he would do things to almost intentionally rub you wrong, just to go, that's fine.
Yeah, he was just.
He'd say about 3 years in, you're coming along. Anyway, by the way,
copy machine guy.
I watched I think it was your last monologue on there. Any differences hosting along the way, other than you're just getting better at it, or maybe you're not getting better at it?
It's 5 times in with a COVID year in between. So like in 3 years, 5 or something very condensed.
That's a lot. Yeah, 2 in 2020.
So what's that all about?
Two. I'd like to do 2 in a pandemic.
Yeah, that was the request.
That was a really well. Wait, what's the question?
I don't know.
It's been so cool. It's been so fun. I definitely have had thoughts like, I'm like, oh, maybe the second time I hosted was, I believe when Lauren says you're getting better each time, because that makes sense. There's moments where I go, oh, but on the second time I hosted, I had this laugh here, whatever. But I've had more and more fun each time. The first time I hosted, I was deeply in my head about
normal.
This wasn't going to be good, and this wasn't only not going to be good, but everyone was going to go, see, we told you to stay behind the camera. We've been clear with you where you belong in this show. The audacity of you to show up and try to do this. Like, I really thought, like, I had a very weird kind of, I was like, I remember the Friday night before, I was like miserable. I was like, I'm so bad at SNL. And that's the thing I thought I knew the best. And then I had a really fun show. And I realized that I was just trying to make myself miserable, because if I'm miserable the night before, then it will be a good show.
Oh, like that's a good trick. Yeah.
This trick I used to do. But I try not to do it anymore because it's too excruciating throughout the day. And like mental health wise, to stretch myself, to tie myself into knots so that I quote unquote, deserve a good show because I'm so miserable. By the second time I hosted, I made an active choice. I was like, I'm going to be happy all week. I'm going to have fun all week. And if it's a bad show, then I'll know that it was wrong to have fun, but at least I will have had fun. And it was a very good show. So since then, I've been like, you have to enjoy these weeks. Otherwise, what's the point?
It is funny to take such a beating over yourself when you host. Dana's probably feels the same way. You're just so stressed. And then at the end, you're like, why do I even do this? Like right before the show, you're like, I feel so sick and tied up and twisted. And then you go, I did it. And you're like, so I did it. Now the fun starts. I'm at the wrap party. It's the only time I'm starting to have fun. It's over. And you realize, could I just get to the point where I have fun the whole time?
I had a little bit of, I couldn't really live up to what the lucky, crazy, fortunate 3 or 4 years I had on the show with Wayne's World and all the stuff. So, it was always, you'll do Church Lady, and then it was, you'll do George Bush Senior, and it's like 18 years later. So there, the thing in my head was like, how do I compete with that across the board? And that was kind of difficult for and especially I think what's nice, the way it's happening for you, John, is that it's kind of condensed. It's not like you hosted it in 2013 and then you're coming back 8 years later. I think it's kind of nice that you've done 5 already in a short period of time, just to acclimate to that.
Yeah. No one's expecting a lot of growth.
Well, but you have those stand-up specials, and then your monologue is always great, pretty much, right? I mean, because that's your superpower. And so that sets a great,
but also
great
like
tone.
I remember saying to Gerard Carmichael, who had an amazing episode as a host this year, who's a brilliant comedian and a brilliant many things. I remember I was like, it was when I was talking to him, I realized I was like, oh, you know what? It's 8 minutes of stand up in front of 10 million people. And you're the only thing. I realized it's like, you're the only thing on NBC for 10 minutes. Like, your stand-up is the only thing happening on Saturday night.
Well, that's a very relaxing reminder.
I find that kind of emboldening. It's like, wow.
You got to go out with an attitude. I mean, how do you do your specials? I mean, how many times do you shoot a special? Like, say, Kid Gorgeous. Just two shows. That's
two in one night?
2 shows. I think it was one night.
Yeah.
And so how do you deal with that pressure if the first show in your mind is like a C+, just in your mind?
The first show of Kid Gorgeous was a C+ in my mind. I was so disappointed. I couldn't believe it. I'd been on tour for so long, and now this special was bad. It was going to be so bad that everyone would be mad at me or disappointed in me and say, you used to be good and you're bad, and we don't like you, and all of that stuff. And
have you had therapy? Okay. We'll talk about that later.
It's it's funny.
I've had a ton of it, so go ahead.
Well, John, also the cameras are there. I've done a few, but the cameras are there. It just throws it off somehow. It's just not a normal club or theater night when there's cameras. The audience is stressed. Everyone's different. It's just not the way it normally is.
The thing is, like, I remembered that it's. I thought the second show felt better. So when I say I came to some epiphany, I didn't. Just the second show felt better. But were I to pretend I had an epiphany that night, I'd say no one else has done every show with me, so they're not comparing them. Yeah. And this is the film of the material. Like a special is for the cameras, and I think it was Whitney Cummings gave me that advice after she had done her sitcom Whitney, and then she did her first special after that. And I remember she said to me, "We play so big because we're trying to play it at the back of the room, but I think it'd been something she learned doing a 3-camera sitcom. Like, it's for the camera." And I've thought about that each time since, that it's for the camera. The size of the performance is for the camera.
And also where the area where you could maybe have a good night or a bad night, because the material is immaculate and it's really, really, it's like a magic trick. It's so fun to watch your stand-up.
Oh, thanks,
because it's flowing so organically.
Well, he's talking to me.
Sorry. Yeah, Spade.
I said that to David before the show. But then you're also doing a lot of sneakily physical comedy, and you're throwing your voice, and you're moving, so you're performing it as well. So I would assume on some nights with a hot crowd, you may take a rhythm slightly further, or the bit you did about Jagger. Not fun. You'd throw one more in. Is that where there's a little bit of improv when you're on and the crowd is with you? You go to that other level. Right?
Oh my God. When the crowd is with me, sometimes when the crowd's not with me, I'm like, do I even have skills? Can I even perform to a slightly indifferent audience? Like, I should be able to do this. Like, I should be able to still do the 90 minutes. But if they're not, like, if you don't feel like they're, carrying your chair and at the Jewish wedding, like, if you don't feel that, like, bounce, I'll suddenly be like, how the hell do I do this? What do I give it? Like, what am I doing? I'm giving a speech.
Well, you think like you're horrible. You're like, am I doing stand-up? Because nothing's working. It's almost like, did this turn into a corporate gig? Why am I bombing
did this turn into a corporate gig? And then I always want to ask the audience, I want to be like, hey, are you embarrassed for me? Is that happening? Is that happening now too? Yeah. Are you
feel the discomfort in the room, and then the elephant in the room that no one is saying, and you can't hear it, is like this realization on their side, not as good as I thought he would be. I guess this is kind of a rough night. And then sometimes it takes a lot of guts and a lot of determination to go, fuck it. And you try to win them. And you normally can't, but you just really, the last
sickening. Yeah, I do it.
Minutes. Yeah. No, but I think that is the right move. I remember when Nick Kroll and I were doing Oh Hello on Broadway, our director, Alex Timbers, said to us, because doing 8 shows a week for 16, 18 weeks, whatever it was.
Brutal.
Well, we'd have crowds that were just Broadway ticket holders who heard, oh, there's a comedy, and didn't know it was me and Nick screaming in turtlenecks and being insane. And Alex Timbers said to us, hey, I noticed that some nights when the crowds aren't great, you guys decide to pull way back and just amuse each other, and you do the show poorly. And we were like, yeah, because fuck them, right?
Yeah. And he was only like, $300.
I remember he goes, here's an idea. When they're not good, you guys try to be twice as good. And we were like, oh, as if it was like another way to show them we don't care. But it was a good trick he put in our heads. Because now when it's bad, I think, well, I'm going to pretend this is on film.
Sure.
And people will study it in terms of how good you can be even when a crowd is bad.
I think people, when you're not doing well and people later say, no, it was good. There's some people that smile and the vibe of the crowd isn't to be too noisy. so they don't want to be too loud. So they're just kind of liking it and smiling, and they don't know it's a bad show. And later they go,
not at all. They don't.
I thought it was great. And you're like, and you're telling them how bad it was, and they're like, no, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
like,
and you go like that part normally gets that part normally goes to applause and normally
and they're normally
like, they're like, that was my favorite part, and I'm like, a lot of times there's someone in the front row that looks like my dad, so I go, oh, there he is now, and everyone that normally goes to applause, but that didn't happen tonight.
And they're like, oh, so it was bad. And you're
what
like,
is it about?
Yeah.
When I was coming up, like Steve Martin was God. He was huge, and he would play stadiums or arenas. And now there's so many comedians, and I'll bring it back around to you, that just are playing 20,000 seaters. And I don't know when this started for you, but now you're playing Madison Square Garden for 4 nights. Have I read it right? Or 3 nights?
3 nights.
So what does that do to your brain? How do you think about yourself? Like, because that is so much love of your fans. I mean, it's just like insane, right? How do you wrap your mind around that?
One should not get used to it. I just keep thinking that, like, it's pretty funny, man. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's like, just a big room. It's a big room.
Well, it's so, I mean, I just want to give you a compliment. It's so hard to get to those big venues. And I was looking, you're on a tour right now. And if you look at the venues, I'm like, holy shit, this guy is hitting the biggest spots. And Hollywood Bowl is huge. Who would ever get to play that as a stand-up? You don't even think of that when you're a stand-up.
Yeah, he's playing Northern California. There's a stadium in the Sierra Nevadas, and it's an open-air thing. And John is playing
Yellowstone.
He's playing Yellowstone. Park. But what do you do with like when you go out? Or you?
It feels it's like it's a kind of, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say it's imposter syndrome, which might sound really arrogant. I don't mean like I'm up there and I'm like, yeah, I belong here. But I do recognize that the crowds have grown and grown, and now we're in a basketball court.
Yeah.
And that's so
and at like, home base. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's sort of a like, okay, this is where it's at now. And I'm so lucky. There's a few things happening at once. It's only been this year that I've played arenas. It's the first tour I've had since a couple trips to rehab institutions. So
what do you mean rehab? I haven't heard this story.
Well, listen, no one knows about this.
Well, that I want to ask you only about that, how it pertains to your stand-up, just because.
Well, it pertains to like, I think if I, oh man, thank God cocaine and arenas didn't overlap. Oh dear God, I'm just realizing now that would have been a disaster. There is something extremely fun. There's an energy about playing an arena that's very like, holy shit. If ever a person took this for granted, they might become rather intolerable. That's what I think. And so I'm really lucky to do it. I know it can't sustain. It won't be this forever. So at the moment, I'm just kind of like, enjoy it, because this is literally, like this won't last, and that's okay. So I wouldn't say it's imposter syndrome so much as I'm acutely aware that this is just a moment in time.
Well, did you think, John, right? Did you think, I'm doing David now. So, you have those specials that explode on Netflix, and then you do the 5 hosting, and then there's the pandemic, and then you have this rehab issue. Did you ever think that would...
I didn't have an issue with rehab. It was more drugs.
Oh, okay. So that led to the rehab. But
rehabs were quite healthy.
It feels to me like there was your fan base just saw you more human, and do you feel a bigger connection in a way? Maybe it's like an Oprah question or something, but with your fans after that episode?
Really,
because they're your friend, what I mean? They relate, and everybody's got
I can't, issues. There's no, I'll just be kind of sappy for a second.
We love that here.
It means, I didn't know if I'd be on a stage again. I didn't know what I was at a point where it wasn't just that like today was miserable. It was that I could absolutely guarantee you tomorrow was miserable. So to be doing shows and to, look, I'm aware that someone's persona, and I'm aware that it might have thrown. I'm aware that it was a new information to people. I've been upfront that I'd used drugs in the past, but I understand it was new information to people. I think I'm humble enough to know that, like, fans can, I'm very grateful people come to the shows. Like, It's not that I think that, revelation about me would make people not come. I don't mean that. I just mean that I also, like, I want to be a realist about entertainment, and to maybe have one kind of image and then have it be made clear I was dealing with a lot more stuff, and then have people still come. That I feel very lucky to physically be there on stage, and I feel it is so nice. I feel lucky that
John, if you don't mind talking about it, like when you said you maybe didn't think you'd ever do it again, was that your what kind of bottom was that? I mean, were you seriously thinking I may never do stand up anymore?
It was like.
You don't have to answer this.
It was kind of. It was almost like being in. It was like kind of like. That's a good question. Exactly how to articulate it. It was a bit like a horror movie where I was like, how did I? Like, I don't trust. This sounds a little dark, but it is. It's not a super happy topic, so that's fine. I was sort of like, I don't trust being alone with me. I mean, I'm the person that did all this damage to myself. When you're a drug addict, you're with the person that has tried to destroy you all the time. So I just didn't have a sense of, I was like, wow, I don't know if the person in charge of this life has any clue what they're doing. It wasn't so much, I can't do stand-up without drugs, because I didn't use and do stand-up. That wasn't really what was happening. It was more like, I might have absolutely no idea how to manage my life.
Because it was the second episode was maybe harder in a way, the relapse.
Yeah, because I'd had a lot of problems when I was in my early 20s, and I'd stopped by age 23 and had a long bout of sobriety, but through prescription drugs and other things, started to slip, and then slipped hard.
And do you think that it's a genetic predisposition, like the way your brain is situated and the way the drugs hit your brain? Can you specify why it appealed to you at that level? Or because it seems like addicts sometimes they can be hypersensitive or redundant thinkers, or whatever kind of mental health would predispose them to want to.
Yeah, it's a good question, because like I do love life. Like, I have a lot of fun. I always have laughed very hard multiple times a week with like really funny friends. And like, I'm lucky to be in this life as a comedian where it's pretty fun. I have my own demons, but it's pretty fucking fun. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I was also like, I have wonderful parents. I had a lot of green lights. It's hard to say that I had some inclination to mess up my life. A couple things in my case. I think I've had a lot of anxiety in life, so some of the chemicals that help that I certainly are very addictive. And then I think, I do think addiction is a disease, and I think I have this, oh, let's do more. Oh, let's do more. I mean, there's something in my brain that does that. It wasn't always, it wasn't, it wasn't a story of someone who was always going to self-destruct. The life just became hard.
And now you're out the other side, and have a son. So it's such a complete shift.
So
then that's like, okay, that's real grown-up stuff, right?
When I heard you had,
it's the greatest.
It is.
When you're in rehab, I was like, I don't think so. That guy wears a suit on stage.
Yeah, it's been proven people in ties don't have problems.
I mean, it threw me. And did we have dinner at Koi one night? Was it me, you, Dana, and Hader? Was it and Judd?
Yep, and Judd.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like one of the few times we've gotten to even. That was a fun night. We took a picture.
Yeah, we did take a picture. You guys came and did my Largo show.
Yeah, that was great.
Dana, you and Bill read.
Yeah, you did sketches. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, a sketch that I wrote with
Casey
Bill
Kasem,
when Dana hosted.
Yeah.
The same hosting stint when we bombarded you with Mickey Rooney requests.
But I was regrettable at the time. The only thing about Mickey Rooney was the first time I had some prosthetics that created the illusion and helped me too, doing Mickey Rooney. And then that time, whatever quick change, for whatever reason, it kind of looked like me, and it just didn't, And then Casey Kasem bombed. But
did you have little legs? The first time you did it?
I did the first time.
Yeah.
For some reason, the look wasn't the same. And then it wasn't my best hosting effort, but I think I'm in large part to blame for that. He
goes, the writing was bad that week.
Now that I remember that you remember that the Mickey Rooney and Casey Kasem that we begged you to do were not at the moment. Roy.
But I love the passion, how much you guys loved it. And Casey Kasem killed a 300-seat theater. Bill and I read it again in front of you. We explained it a little better. It's sketch 101. They just didn't hook it. It was over in the corner. And once the audience...
Too big of a set, too. Too big of a set.
Giant set. They didn't hook the premise.
I always want sketches like that to just look like a Garfield cartoon, like a single square animation cell. Like you just
and it was massive. Yeah.
And it was a massive backyard. The sketch was Casey Kasem and his son, JC Kasem, are having a fight, and they both talk like Casey Kasem. Yeah. And it was like, son, I know you've been borrowing money to buy crystal meth. And how do you know that, Dad? Here's a letter. Yeah. Like it was that. Yeah. It was just them both talking like
there's a letter.
Son, I know that you've been borrowing money to buy crystal meth. And here's a letter.
It's that classic Casey Kasem, for people who've ever heard him, rhythm.
And then
checking in at number 5, the boss. Bruce
my favorite line was, well, Dad, you were always hounding me with questions. When are you going to stop hanging out with those deadbeats? When are you going to do something with your life? And which female vocalist had more number 1 hits than any other?
Debbie
and
Boone.
Then Dana says, the answer, Mariah Carey.
So why do you think, for young people listening,
why would that bomb?
Well, I thought it was because
too big of a set. We've already explained. It wasn't the writing. It wasn't the performance.
I was washing my car, John.
It was a quiet, they're kind of quiet voices. They don't really project that much. And I think if you're in the audience and a camera's going by, or they're leading a horse across the studio, they don't hook it the first.
Leading a horse across the
just
studio.
noise, ambient.
Distractions,
If it was cold opening in the center with a simple slats.
You weren't at home base? Were you one of those secret sets? Dana used to go, never be in the fucking dead zone over there where Gap Girls is.
I would go where they were writing up planning where the sketches would be.
You'd go tell him to put your in front.
Why is my sketch not there? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I remember watching, I think it was a Wayne's World. I was talking to Steve Higgins, and I was like, why is this? I mean, besides the fact that it was so popular, I was like, does this feel like they're just yelling directly at an adoring audience? And he was like, because those were at home base. Like everything that seems like, why is this like right in the lens, right down the barrel, right to the audience? So then all of us would go up to Don Roy King during the production meeting Wednesday night. All the writers would go like, we think this could play at home base. So
I think it could play at home.
I remember one time he had, because they write in, they pencil in everything that will go in one section. A schematic. And there were like 6 sketches that were trying to play at home base.
Well, they would say to me, well, you can't have it at home base because you have an entrance. And I go, what if I get rid of the entrance? And they go, well, then you can have it at home base.
Oh, wow. Well, what a scammer.
Then I would go to Victoria Jackson and go, you got to just be in the set the whole time. I don't know how much longer we have, but I was going to just ask you your latest thoughts about your son and how old is he? Because I don't follow.
Okay. My son, Malcolm, is 6 months old.
Okay. So you and your significant Olivia are racing for that first mile in the morning when he's in his crib. And
we're racing for that first, what'd you say?
First mile. The first mile. He's smiling now, right?
First smile.
Sorry,
I thought you said the first mile.
I'm a little bit drunk. No, but anyway.
That's very funny you mentioned that. We both love to wake him up together, and he'll be kind of like, what I love about Malcolm, one, he's my son. So that's what I love about him.
That's good. It's good you love him, and as good as your son.
No, but also he's so independent. Like, I listened to him on the Miku, on the baby monitor, and he's just babbling to himself. Like, as he's trying to fall asleep, he's just talking like, He kind of sounds like Jiminy Glick. Like, he's like,
or Adam Sandler.
Yeah, a little bit like Adam Sandler. Yeah, there's a lot of low register, like, yeah.
He's doing characters.
He's doing character work. And also, I think he enjoys the reverberation of his voice in this. When he was sleeping in this pack and play the other night. And I was like, you really just are.
Pack and play.
You love the sound that it's making in your little crib there. So we love to come in, and he's just, I don't know, he's so independent. He's just chatting with his like stuffed elephant in the crib with him.
Well, that moment where they wake up and they're sleeping.
So right now when we're traveling,
and he sees
we have a pack and play, so we unzip the top of it, this cover, and he's sitting on there and goes, like, flashes,
and then
the biggest
the face goes,
and that
it's
pack and play is like a duffel bag you carry him in or something.
Well, it does kind of fold up into what looks like those bags they carry machine guns in.
Yeah.
It's a long black bag that becomes a crib.
Because at the beginning, it's just a shoebox you have to carry them in. And then as they get older, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, when a baby's born, they tell you to put it in a shoebox with shredded newspaper.
And you got to keep them stimulated. There's a lot of focus on kids. It even started when I was.
More now. My God, you must be getting it from all sides.
Keep them mentally stimulated. You'll make a genius. You feed them this way. It's like so much.
Goddamn, everyone's got an opinion.
Yeah, he likes songs that the Wrecking Crew worked on, the famous studio musicians.
Yeah.
He kind of likes there's something
Rhythm
about
blues.
that. Yeah, the Righteous Brothers and those Phil Spector Wall of Sound. I think there's something sonically to a baby. You know, like I've always said, babies love Phil Spector.
Well, the baby, when he's 3, if he picks up a rock, people will go, he's going to be an archaeologist. I mean, everyone's going to want to project. I think he's funny like you. You know, I've seen it. Anyway.
There's nothing like Instagram when they say on Instagram, there's always someone in trouble for doing something wrong with their kids, and then everyone writes in a million comments. You should not do that. It's like, why do you give a fuck about my kid? Like, are you going to come babysit?
I've always wanted to put as a caption, if anyone has any parenting thoughts, please leave them in the comments.
Yeah, please.
I'm about to give my 6-month-old a bunch of pork sausage and dairy. If anyone has any thoughts.
What's a good toaster I should put in the tub with him? Yeah. But John, I would say we have to let you go. But first of all, Great chatting. I saw you at Largo. I saw Olivia the other night. It was a lot of fun to see you.
You were hilarious. It was great to see you. You were, David, we were talking for a while that just you backstage talking about trying to sell your house was the funniest 5 minutes.
Thank you.
I've heard in so long.
You know, it's funny. My special just came out. You guys are talking about specials, and I don't
David
it came out on thedirt.com, right? On the real estate website.
That's where my special came out, which was so stupid.
It was released on
dirt.com. But yeah, everyone knows about your house. Is that?
What's
everyone
the name
knows
of
about
the
your
special,
house.
David? Let's do some housekeeping.
Oh, it's called Nothing Personal.
Nothing Personal.
I wanted to say to John that, and Dana, you might feel this, when you get to bigger, I don't tour as much. I actually, this first time I was sort of doing some theaters, and they're not as big as yours, but even if it's 2,000-3,000 seats, I sometimes feel like I'm not enough. It's almost like more pressure to go. I can picture a band here like wailing away to fill this big energy. So much more energy than a club, and people are paying more, and it's a big deal. There's a line outside, and you go, I'm just here talking a little bit. It feels like it's not enough for them, and I had a weird thing about that where I go, I want to be extra good or do a little something more razzle dazzle. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I really like. I remember hearing an interview with Chris Rock when Bring the Pain came out about why he paces so much. It's like, I got to fill the stage. And I've never forgotten that. I mean, I like a lot of mic cord and a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've never I always think that I'm like, this is just me. This is like a random person talking about very specific topics. What is this?
And everyone just quietly listening.
Yeah, maybe I'll just yell.
I mind they got off stage talking about having a tough set. Like my first taping, you know, most comics, for you listeners, pick a place and they do 2 shows in one night mostly. Yeah, Adam got to do a little more, but you know, you do that, and then you pick the best out of the 2, whatever. And I got off stage. My opener wasn't doing as well as he usually does, and I'm like, oh, please don't be a fucking tough crowd. You know, and then I get on it, and they were tough for the first 5, and I'm like, these people are coming to see me, and they're my fans, and this is tough. And I get off, and I go, shit, well, the second one will be a little better. And they go, you know, they have N95s on. I go, no, they don't. And no one told me. They had those masks on.
So you went out and didn't know they were all in the N95s?
I didn't even think, because we moved it there because it was during COVID, and they go, you do get a crowd. They might have to wear masks, but I think of the blue ones. But I heard they walked in, everyone had to take theirs off, and they were given the worst kind of like drywall mask.
What state was this in?
It was Minnesota, and I have to say, they were a good crowd. It's just when 50% of it's gone and you can't hear it, because they even look like a good crowd. They're moving, they're bending over, laughing, and I'm like, and you know, I just see the front rows, but I go, oh, what's going on? Because it's so bright when I taped, I couldn't really see what I could.
You waited 6 weeks to do it when they didn't have to have the mask.
Well, it was to bore the shit out of you. It was in Austin, and because Netflix, there's some rules you have to for COVID, blah blah, and Austin said no, we won't abide by it. So I had either wait 6 months. Or the next weekend I was doing Minnesota.
When you guys go out now, they're not wearing masks, or some are, right?
Nah, there's still a couple, but
I think it's dealer's choice. I think because I see people with them, but those are, for a while there was show your vax card, or if you don't have it, you get if you showed your vax card, you got a wristband. If you didn't have a wristband, you had to have the mask on. But crowds have been really understanding about it, which is nice.
They're still coming, which is nice, and that's
whenever there's a surge too. Whenever there's a surge on tour, it's sort of like, okay, you know, some stuff might get canceled, and like whatever is best for the health and safety of the crowd is the best choice. But I'll sometimes look at the map and my calendar and be like, well, I got luckily, like my Florida and Arizona won't be canceled.
Yeah.
You look at a few states where you're like, they're
never going to cancel.
They're never going to cancel, yeah.
Well, they say some people, for a while there during, when there's a last surge, they go, just expect about 20 to 30% don't show. They buy the tickets, it's sold out, but they don't come, and you go, oh, because they get scared. So it's sort of a bummer because you want the people, whoever gets ticket, to come. Sometimes it's tricky,
I found that people in Los Angeles have been more careful than anyone else I know. Like I was in New York for a lot of the early pandemic. People were obviously extremely sheltering in place then. However, there still was a bit more of sometimes a bit of a cavalier attitude. Like, look, we're going to go out. We're going to try to do this. LA seemed more locked down for longer, but then this Netflix is a joke festival came, and like everyone I knew who used to lecture about like spray down your groceries with, like all those people are suddenly like at a huge brunch with Kevin Hart. Everyone went out. Everyone went out.
Funny.
Yeah.
Well, John, thank you. And, I always thought you'd make a good Dana. Wouldn't he make a good talk show host? Great monologue.
If he ever wants to do that,
articulate.
he's got a good gig going. I mean, as Malcolm gets older, you'll be financially so secure, you'll be able to pick your dates and pick how you want to work. I go now. He won't miss you now, but you're going to want to be around when he's 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Those are
I
got 7 years.
My friend Dan Levy and I, a wonderful comedian and a good friend of mine, Dan Levy and I talk often, Dana, about how, how you specifically, we were like, that might be the best life ever to name a corporate rate that is so high, but have so many people meet it. And you can edit this out if you're uncomfortable. Sorry.
Oh, no, not at all. No.
When you just kept doing, I was like, man, what an amazing, we talk so greedily about like, man.
Well,
I hear Carvey describe all those corporates.
I truly wanted to get out.
Yeah.
I wanted to get out of them. They kept saying yes. I kept going up and up and up and hoping I'd get out of them. But it was very.
I know it's the greatest problem I've ever heard anyone having, and we're so envious of it.
Well, it's a nice adaptive way when the kids are.
You were off SNL. You were living in Northern California,
Marin,
and you were naming the highest rates possible.
Yes, it was very, very good. I was hiding in plain sight, making more money than maybe almost anyone but like big movie stars, but no one knew. So they just figured I was broke. So that was good. But it's a pretty good schedule for a dad, because you could take 2 months at Christmas, take summers off, and have just adapt your schedule to when you want to be with them. So anyway,
it is great. Are you guys going out are you guys on the road now too?
David is.
I'm on the road.
I'm doing a scripted podcast, finishing up, which is hard. It's like making the White Album. It really has taken a year to do it with my two sons.
Oh, right. I've heard on this podcast.
Yeah, so I'm working on that, but I'm kind of itching to do stand-up again. I don't know what I would say or what I would do, though, at this age, because it's like you don't want to be boring. That's the worst sin of a stand-up, I think.
It's hard.
Boring.
You don't want to be canceled, but you don't want to be boring.
You don't want to be canceled. You want to be honest. You want to be real. You want to be funny. But for me, doing small clubs with my sons, I figured out, for me personally, being a sketch player at heart, I was so much better in small rooms. I mean, because I'm doing these little intricate little characters and stuff. So I love small rooms, but big rooms play different. If they have screens, it's very nice. I'm sure Madison Square Garden, you're going to have big screens.
There's sort of these like portrait length screens. They really do. When this tour started, I was like, okay, this is going to be cool, but is this going to just be like yelling in a hockey arena and everyone's like, what? But
they got to see the faces and stuff.
Yeah, the production and my tour manager Beth, it's been made into a really good show, I think.
Yeah,
he's like, I have Kid Rock's trucker guy that runs the 18-wheeler with all my stuff.
My favorite thing about touring arenas is like talking to bus drivers.
Who they just had here.
Yeah, who were you just with? Like, well, Robert Plant, Robert Plant, Steve Harvey, then you. And I'm like, I love it. I love that.
Have you ever gotten right before you went on dinged like that from some well-meaning crew guy? Last week, Sinbad came in here. I got to tell you, he took every local reference. He destroyed. Now Dana Flurfo. I mean, do you ever get dinged like that where it's like Chris Rock levitated this arena?
I don't think he was trying to ding me, but I still remember.
No, not unintentional.
But Brian Dorfman, a booker, a promoter. Excuse me, Brian. I apologize. You're a producer and a promoter and whatever other things you do. But I was backstage at Nashville Zanies, and we're standing there, and I'm really about to walk out, and he just goes, I remember promoting Pauly Shore, and when the door opened and the shadow of his profile hit the stage, I've never heard a crowd go crazier for, it's like as I'm about to walk out. I've never heard a crowd go crazier for someone. And it was the greatest stand-up show I'd ever seen.
I know. They go on and on.
It was?
No one has ever done anything like this. Yeah, but you'll do fine. Yeah.
And then he pauses and go, hey, got any new stuff?
I remember someone else at Zany's Nashville. I was like, at that same weekend, I was like, who are your favorite comics? And this woman, Ruth Ann, who was managing the club, I go, who are your favorite comics? And like a lot of people, this was like 2004, 2000, people would go like, oh, Attell Hedberg, people just list the same names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay.
Oh, here we go.
I was like, uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
And I can't remember exactly the three, but the first was Tony Rock. She goes, Tony Rock. I go, okay. She goes, funnier than Chris. I go, okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh. She goes, funnier than Chris. Chick McGee, I think maybe. It was the last one was Killer Bees, who's a...
Killer Bees, wow.
Killer Bees is an American comedian not known to everyone, but she goes, Killer Bees is the best comic I've ever seen.
Funnier than Chris.
Life.
You need new material. You need new material when someone says to you, no matter how many times I hear your stuff, I still laugh. You need a new actor. The sound guys, the lighting technicians, everyone I'm on this tour with is amazing, and they are very sweet about it. But they're like, as we're setting up, we just recite your jokes, and I was like, man. That's such a compliment, but it makes me feel like, so you're saying I don't have enough new stuff?
Yeah. All right, John, get out of here.
I like that.
Nice
I like that you guys are acting like I have somewhere to be, but I don't.
I know.
I keep making the interview longer.
I know, but it is fun because people like to hear from you.
Oh, one little SNL memory I have of just how big and inescapable the show felt was I was hired August 7th, 2008. And then we have the commercial writing weeks. We start pre-production for the show, not pre-production. We start, everyone's kind of back and we're going to shoot commercial parodies. Then we have the first show week, and the first show that I was ever a part of, Michael Phelps hosted, and it was the first time Tina Fey did Sarah Palin. So,
all right.
Whoa,
that
was
fall,
huge.
SNL is like back kind of like to being when you guys were on. Like it felt like felt like the 92 election again. It was huge. And it was on every magazine cover, and Seth and Amy are on every magazine cover, and Tina's on every magazine cover. And it was so big. And we did these Thursday primetime update shows. We did 12, we did 12 shows in 8 weeks. And I just remember I was sitting in a taxi cab going home, and my eye was all infected from being awake so long. And a bus pulls up next to me, and it's a Gap ad with Forte, Sudeikis, Andy,
really?
Seth, and Fred.
Wow.
Yeah, like they did like a winter clothes, like scarves and hats. But I just remember being like, I can't fucking escape this show, and still haven't.
Yeah.
You never. It's
fucked.
a seminal moment in your life being in Rockefeller Center doing that thing with all the characters.
Well, yeah, it's like saying, hey, I used to play for the Yankees. Now I have a sports marketing company. Which would you rather talk about?
Yeah, that's true. There's nothing experientially or tactically like that show. It's
People
tactile.
always have a question about it, something about it.
That's why we're doing the podcast and to hang out with people like you.
I love the podcast. I've listened to every episode. I was very flattered to be asked to be on.
Damn.
You must
look at
have a
this
lot
guy.
of free time, or that's when you're on the bus or the plane, or
A lot of driving and a lot of bus. Yeah.
He's used to that we talk over each other, Dana.
John, Smartlist has 3 guys.
Did you like doing the live one with Sandler?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was.
We should have filmed it. It's fucking great. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Different sport, but
different
it's kind of
sport,
fun.
but I'm whenever there's a live episode of a podcast I love, I'm like, this is like everyone's bringing out the big guns on this.
Oh yeah.
Well,
That
yeah,
was
you tend to perform a little more, but yeah, I if I put myself in the shoes of I'm there with Adam Sandler and David Spade, so there's a sense of like, I'd like to just hear what Adam Sandler had for breakfast. They want to know you as a person. The one thing we haven't done with you, we don't have to, because I always like to think of 10-year-old John Mulaney, because I like that. Favorite toy as a kid, or a toy that you remember that you really was important to you or you liked?
Oh, that's a good question.
Cocaine?
Yeah, but little bags of cocaine and rolled up dollar bills.
David had Stretch Armstrong, didn't you, David?
Yeah.
Or something?
And Evil Canoe. Stretch Armstrong was a fucking scam.
I liked anything with Ernie. I kind of, with Ernie from Bert and Ernie, I sort of realized later in life that Ernie was like, I thought Ernie was so funny. Ernie is really funny. He doesn't give a fuck, and his roommate's uptight.
Yeah. Which one's gay, Bert or... Oh, I think Bert is.
The rumor was that they were both gay.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's how it would work.
Okay, did you have a bike that was special to you, like in 4th, 5th, 6th grade?
I had a bike, which growing up in Chicago, like it's an easy city to bike around. And that was like, we already had a lot of freedom. Like we were a little feral. I just walked around the city of Chicago as a 9-year-old. Like we really could just go. I remember having a bike and riding it along the lake from my home to like the middle of downtown Chicago. And I was like, this is so much freedom. It's crazy.
It won't be like that with your kid, huh?
No, I mean, that's it's an interesting thing because Olivia and I talk about that. We want it to be, but then I'm like, do I have the stomach for just being like, all right, see ya?
Do you have the Instagram followers? Can you handle what they're going to say about that?
Yeah. Hey, leaving Malcolm alone on Michigan Avenue.
Yeah. He'll be home by when it gets dark like I did.
Yeah.
Is this a good idea? ? Arrow to comments.
And you and Olivia haven't talked
Sound
about...
off below.
Sound off. Let me know.
Do you have ideas of where you would like to settle with the time school years start, or is it just completely wide open? You don't have to mention a town or anything, but do you think it's either Southern California, New York, or out there somewhere?
Yeah, we're very open to different places. I mean, I feel like also me and Olivia and Malcolm have been on the road so much that we kind of, we're in this place of like home is wherever we're together. So.
Yeah. They're just so portable now. And you had told me once that you thought flying too much might age people. So do you take more buses and cars than
I said that?
people? I thought
You're
you said
always
that
saying
to me.
that. Always.
That you thought maybe flying too much was
sounds a little speedy, cokey talk.
Flying.
Did you get some go-go juice?
Flying.
That's why we were jamming. We were jamming on the Mickey Rooney sketch when you said that. So I didn't know you were. No, I'm kidding.
No.
But I thought you said that. But But
no, I do think that. No,
most-
there's something like, you know how you feel when you get off a plane and your feet are all swollen and like your stomach's weird. I was like, this is not. You shouldn't do this constantly. Like bring a you bring like a half empty 20-ounce bottle of soda on a plane and put it in your backpack and then see what the pressure's done to it.
Yeah. It's not normal what it does to your body. I get done with
I'm
flying.
at that phase of celebrity now where I weigh in on health theories. So I'm going to go out ahead and say that planes.
No one should be flying. John Mulaney, this we got our trender.
This week, drug addict John Mulaney said no one should be flying.
Flying is dangerous, and not because you're going to crash, but your body is going to be.
Neil Brennan said when I first got back to doing stand-up, he said, you should be introduced. Neil Brennan said this. He goes, you should be introduced as, you know him from TMZ. Please welcome drug addict John Mulaney.
Drug addict is funny. Let's end on that one. That's funny.
All right, guys.
All right, John. Hope we run into at some point.
Miss you, John.
Pleasure. Love you.
See you somewhere. Bye, guys.
Bye, Dana.
See you on campus.
Hey, what's up, flies? What's up, fleas? What's up, people that listen? We want to hear from you and your dumb questions.
Questions, ask us anything. Anything you want.
You can email us at flyonthewall@cadence13.com.
Howard Wright says he loves the podcast and the behind the scenes stuff. That's great. Here's his question, David. With the crazy efforts of bringing a live show on the air each week, did Lauren or the staff ever review the previous week's show to discuss what went right or wrong with the cast or specific performers or skits? Or is once a show performed, everyone moves on to the next?
I would start and say, I think the Monday meeting, we have the new host sitting in front of us, so we don't want to overdo it. But he'll be like, last week, Sharon Stone, I thought, pretty good. I like this. I thought Update was strong. I think this week, let's not let our foot off the gas. We've got Michael Keaton here today. That's pretty accurate, right?
That is accurate, but it's not like, to me that reminds me of the NBA or something where that you're going to watch the whole game with the team and start and stop it. Can I just do my impression of Steph Kerr, the coach of the Warriors, for a second?
Yeah.
I think Steph had a great game tonight. I think he was good on both sides of the floor, moving the ball a lot, and I think Clay was active as well in the offensive boards. It's almost Bill Clinton, but fuck it, man. I can't get him every time.
Yeah. By the way, I see Steve Kerr like that. I now when I put it with that voice, and I go, it's a classic where you never even think of his voice until you just did it.
It's just a very rough voice and all those sort of sports things.
I think we controlled the boards in the first half. Our offense was a little slow in the second half. I'm Steve Kerr.
Anyway, if there were sadness or recriminations, it would be at the party. And we beat ourselves up. We wouldn't need Lauren to do it. Be like, just laid there. That one sucked. Or I don't know what happened. But we do just move on, basically.
I just felt like David wasn't on his game tonight.
Well, I thought that
stuff
Lauren,
like that.
Yeah, I mean, what Lauren would do, interesting enough, because Lauren was not heavy on compliments, but that like a good coach. But when he did compliment, it was a big thing. But in the Monday meeting, he would take some obscure part of the show and say, I thought Jan's exit was breathtaking.
Yeah.
You know how he would do that?
I like the lighting and the receptionist. I think they finally got it right. Well, also, I think they have a pre-meeting for this young man who's asking, Howard Wright. They have a pre-meeting with just the heads of the departments. It's like, in my era, it was Downey, maybe Smigel and Franken. And then I think that's when they would iron out any problems, but I wasn't privy to that, if there was any. But you're right. Dana's right. We don't watch tapes. We're not like football going over and going, what about last week? We just like on to Cleveland. We just say, this week is whoever, and you're locked into it from Sunday on.
It wouldn't be like, I thought David was terrific in the receptionist guy. I thought he scored offensively, defensively. He set up people. And, it's still
Steve Kerr. They should go to Steve Kerr at Update. Steve, how's the show going so far? Cold open was all right.
I think the teams. I think everyone's moving very well on their feet. They're committing to their lines. The cue card reading is a problem we're going to take care of in the third. I'm doing Bill Clinton, but fuck it. I had it the other day. I did it for a fan.
I think Opera Man went a little long, so I think we're going to have to pick up some slack after update because something's going to have to get cut.
I thought Tim Meadows was terrific in the ladies' man.
I like Dana when you're doing a sketch. I was literally remember in my head walking in the hall in full Gap Girls regalia at about half hour, 1:45 in the morning, and they go, "Gap Girls is cut." Over the loudspeaker on the live show.
Because it goes
so it just
too
means
long.
everything went long and you don't have time. And I just fall to my knees. No! And then I cut my cheeks with my fake nails. Ow!
You were bleeding at the after party. You had a little napkin on. Get David a raid or something.
No, I walk up to Lauren's table at the after party in my full
Dressed
Gap
as a
Girls
Gap
uniform.
girl. Okay.
Yeah, happy now. Wait, Lauren, you never told me to my face. Is it cut?
I remember that. You get drunk at those parties and you go up to Lauren's table and you'd be in the Gap outfit and bleeding and go, "You don't know me. You don't know me. You think you know me, but you never knew me.
You blew it.
You blew it. I could be funnier than anyone on this show." Oh,
fucking update sucked. Yeah. Okay, there's your answer. Thanks, guys.
There's your answer. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
That was a good answer. This has been a podcast presentation of Cadence 13. Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes. Available now for free wherever you get your podcast.
No joke, folks. Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13. Executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment.
The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman with production and engineering support from Serena Regan and Chris Basil of Cadence 13.